Here's something that's going to change how you see your own home. You shower, you brush your teeth, you do laundry, you think of yourself as a clean person. Japan disagrees, not as an insult, as a diagnosis. Researchers at the University of Arizona swabbed the soles of shoes after 2 weeks of normal use. What they found? An average of 421,000 units of bacteria per shoe. In 96% of samples, they detected fecal coliforms, E. coli, bacteria that originates in toilets and animal waste. And every step you take inside your home transfers 90 to 99% of that directly onto your floor. That's not a Japanese preference. That's microbiology. 12 habits. Most of them take under 30 seconds to change. And you can start with number 1 before this video ends. Right now, there are objects in your home that a Japanese person would refuse to touch. You use them every single day. You call them clean, you shower, you brush your teeth, you consider yourself a hygienic person. Japan has a word for what you're still missing, and it doesn't translate to cleaner. It translates to a completely different understanding of what clean means. And number 8, that one is in your bathroom right now. You use it every single day. And in Japan, what most Westerners do with it after leaving the bathroom would be considered one of the most contaminating things a person can do inside their own home. I'm Naomi, and we start with number 1. It's at your front door. Japan ranks in the top 3 nations on Earth for life expectancy, and has held that position for decades. That's not genetics. That's not geography. It's a daily standard, applied to the body, the home, and public space simultaneously. And at the root of that standard is a concept that has governed Japanese life for over 1,000 years. It's called kegare. Kegare is the Shinto concept of ritual and physical impurity. The belief that contamination from the outside world physically clings to the body, to objects, to spaces, and must be actively removed to restore harmony and health. In Shintoism, kegare is treated with the same seriousness as an infectious disease. It spreads by contact, it accumulates invisibly, and if not addressed, it destabilizes everything it touches. That's not folklore, that's a framework. And here's what makes it remarkable. Modern microbiology keeps validating it. Study after study, surface after surface, habit after habit. The 12 things on this list aren't cultural preferences. They're places where Western hygiene has a gap. And Japan, guided by kegare for a millennium, already closed it. That's exactly where everything shifts. Item 1, shoes indoors, number 1. It's at your front door. And the false belief is this: my floors look clean, so they are clean. Here's what your shoes carry from the moment you step outside: bacteria from public bathroom floors, E. coli from animal waste on sidewalks, pesticides from treated grass. Traces of everything you walk through, visible or not. That University of Arizona study didn't just count the bacteria, it measured the transfer. 90 to 99% of bacteria from a contaminated shoe sole transfers to a clean tile floor with every single step. Every room you walk through, every surface you later touch with bare feet, every floor your child crawls on. Hold on. Japan solved this before it was a science problem. It solved it architecturally. The solution is called the genkan. Genkan is the Japanese entrance threshold, a designated transitional zone between the outside world, which is considered impure, and the home, which is considered clean. Shoes come off at the genkan. They never cross into the living space. Not partially, not just to grab something. Never. The shift: designate a hard stop at your front door. Shoes off before the threshold. Not beside the door, before it. Create a physical boundary. The outside stays outside. That's number 1, free. 30 seconds. And it eliminates one of the largest bacterial loads in your home immediately. Number 2 is in your kitchen sink right now, and you probably think rinsing it is enough. Item 2, the kitchen sponge. Your kitchen sponge. The belief: I rinse it after every use. That's how you keep it clean. Here's the science. A study published in Scientific Reports found that kitchen sponges can harbor more than 50 billion bacterial cells per cubic centimeter. That's not a dirty sponge. That's the average sponge. After normal use, after rinsing. The warm, moist, porous structure of a sponge is the single most efficient bacterial incubator in your home. It's more microbially active than your toilet seat, than your bathroom door handle, than almost any other surface you own. The same study found something even more unsettling. Regularly sanitized sponges, microwaved, boiled, rinsed, did not contain fewer bacteria than uncleaned ones. If anything, cleaning repeatedly may select for the strains that survive it. Let that land. You're not cleaning the sponge. You're selecting for the bacteria that survive cleaning. This is where Seketsu enters. Seketsu is the Japanese principle of sustained cleanliness. Not a one-time act, not clean enough for now. A continuous standard maintained daily, across the body, the home, and the workspace. It's one of the foundational principles also applied in Japanese workplaces and manufacturing. Cleanliness isn't a result, it's a practice. The shift. Replace your kitchen sponge every 7 days. No exceptions. Mark it on your calendar the first time, then make it automatic. Alternatively, switch to a Japanese-style dishcloth, a thin, fast-drying cotton cloth that you launder daily. Zero bacterial accumulation, near zero cost, simple, repeatable, non-negotiable. Number 3 is in your bathroom, and it's about when you shower, not whether you do. Item 3, the morning-only shower. You shower in the morning. You've done it your whole life. It wakes you up, you feel fresh, and you go out into the day clean. Here's what Japan observes. You then spend 8 to 12 hours accumulating everything the day throws at you. Pollution, sweat, dead skin cells, environmental bacteria, the invisible residue of public transport, office air, and every surface you touched. And then you bring all of it into your bed. In Japan, the bath, ofuro, is an evening ritual, not a morning one. The body is cleaned before sleep, not before the day. The logic is direct. You sleep in a clean state, on clean sheets, in a clean space. The bed stays clean because the body that enters it is clean. Dermatologists have documented that skin accumulates environmental pollutants, particulate matter, and microbial residue throughout the day, and that sleeping with that accumulation increases contact time between contaminants and skin, hair follicles, and the mucous membranes of the face. Slow down here. The morning shower isn't wrong. It's incomplete. It addresses the wrong problem. The shift: add a brief evening wash, even without full hair washing, before bed. Face, neck, arms, feet. The parts of your body most exposed to the outside world throughout the day. 5 minutes. It's not about ritual for its own sake. It's about what you're bringing into the one place in your home where your body recovers. That's number 3. Number 4 is at the table, or anywhere you've been in public today. Item 4. Loud public nose blowing. This one is socially accepted in virtually every Western country. Blowing your nose loudly at the dinner table, in a restaurant, in a meeting, is considered practical, direct, even more hygienic than sniffling. Japan considers it one of the most offensive things a person can do in public, not out of squeamishness, out of logic. Forceful nose blowing expels aerosolized droplets into shared air at high velocity. Researchers studying respiratory particle dispersion have documented that a forceful nasal exhalation can project droplets across a dining table, the same droplets that carry rhinovirus, influenza, and respiratory bacteria. A tissue reduces the volume. It doesn't eliminate the projection. Hold on. The belief that you're containing it in a tissue is partially true at best. The force of the exhalation does the opposite of contain. In Japan, the practice is to step away from shared space, or to use the minimum force necessary, quietly, privately, briefly. In many contexts, repeated public nose blowing is treated with the same social weight as coughing without covering your mouth. The shift? Take it private. Excuse yourself, or if you can't, use minimum force away from the table with full tissue coverage and immediate hand hygiene afterward. You've done this your whole life and no one told you it was a problem. Now you know. Number 5 is the one you carry with you everywhere. And it's been to your bathroom, your kitchen, and your bed, all in the same day. Item 5, the phone on every surface. Your phone, it goes everywhere. Kitchen counter, dining table. Bathroom, yes, that one too. The pocket, the bag, back to the table. Everywhere you've been today, your phone has been with you. Microbiologists at the University of Arizona found that mobile phones carry more bacteria than almost any other surface people regularly touch, including Staphylococcus aureus and E. coli. The thing you hold to your face, the thing you set down next to your food. Here's the West versus Japan contrast in one sentence. In Japan, the phone is not a dining table object. It's not a bathroom object. There's an implicit understanding that a device that goes everywhere is not clean, and it doesn't belong in spaces designated for eating or hygiene. You've never thought of your phone as a contamination vector. Japan has. The shift: wipe your phone screen with an antibacterial cloth daily, not weekly, and keep it off the dining table, not as a social rule, as a hygiene one. Number 6 is something you do or don't do the moment you walk through your front door. Item 6. Not washing hands. When returning home, you've been outside. You took public transport, touched door handles, passed through shared spaces. You come home. Do you wash your hands before you do anything else? In Japan, this isn't a pandemic habit. It predates every modern health crisis. It's rooted in something far older. This is misogi. Misogi is the ancient Shinto purification ritual of washing the body with water to remove kegare after contact with the outside world. It's the cultural ancestor of Japan's modern, near-universal habit of washing hands, and often the face, immediately upon returning home. Not because the person looks dirty, because the outside world carries impurity that doesn't belong inside. Microbiologically, it's straightforward. Everything you touched outside, every handrail, door handle, ATM, elevator button, transfers to your hands. And those hands immediately touch your face, your phone, your kitchen surfaces, your food. The West framed hand washing as a hospital practice. Japan made it a threshold ritual. The shift: treat the moment you arrive home as a boundary, hands washed before you touch anything else. Not as a rule to follow, as a reset to perform. The outside ends here. Number 7 is in your bathroom, and it's something you've been putting on your clean body every morning. Item 7. The week-old towel you shower. You get clean. Then you dry yourself with the same towel you've used for the past 7 days. The belief: it only touches clean skin. How dirty can it get? Here's the mechanism. A damp towel at room temperature is a bacterial growth environment. Every use deposits dead skin cells and residual moisture. Within 48 hours, the conditions are already ideal for bacterial bloom. Within a week, a towel that only touches clean skin carries a microbial load comparable to a kitchen sponge, according to research from New York University. In Japan, towels are replaced far more frequently, in many households, daily. The logic connects directly to Seiketsu. You don't maintain cleanliness with a contaminated tool. The shift: wash every 2 to 3 days. Dr. Charles Gerba, the University of Arizona microbiologist behind the shoe study, recommends 2 days, especially for households with children. If you dry your face with a separate cloth, which Japan recommends, that one is single use. This is not excessive. This is what clean means when you apply the standard consistently. Let that land. Number 8 is in your bathroom right now. This is the one I told you about in the first minute, and I need you to sit with this one. Item 8. Toilet slippers in the rest of the house. Most Western homes have one pair of slippers. You put them on at the door, wear them through the house, maybe into the bathroom, maybe back out. You don't think about it. In Japan, the bathroom has its own dedicated pair of slippers. Exclusively, they never leave the bathroom. The moment you step out of the bathroom, you step back into your home slippers. Every time. Without exception. Here's why this isn't a preference. Even a visually clean bathroom floor hosts a specific class of pathogens: Clostridium difficile, MRSA, fecal coliforms. These organisms survive on hard surfaces for days, sometimes weeks. They don't require a visibly dirty floor. They require a floor that has been used as a bathroom. What you walk through in your bathroom, even quickly, even on a clean floor, is not the same category as what you walk through in your kitchen or bedroom. Japan understood this not through microbiology, through kegare. The bathroom carries impurity. Full stop. What belongs in the bathroom stays in the bathroom. Every time you walk from your bathroom through the rest of your home in the same footwear, you're tracking that category of impurity across every surface. Kitchen, living room, bed area, everywhere. You've been doing this your whole life. So has almost everyone you know. The shift: one pair of slippers for the bathroom. They don't leave. Another pair, or nothing, for the rest of the home. The physical separation is the practice. The practice is the standard. That's number 8. But number 9 is where this gets personal, because the next ones aren't about your floor, or your sponge, or your phone. They're about your body, and who's around you when it happens. Item 9. Coughing or sneezing without full coverage. You turn your head. Maybe you use your elbow. Maybe you just turn away. In Japan, that's not enough. On any train in Tokyo, in any restaurant, in any office, if someone coughs or sneezes, the expectation is full containment. A mask if you're unwell. A tissue or hand covering the mouth and nose completely if you're not. And an immediate social acknowledgement. A small bow, a gesture that says, I am aware of the space you share with me. The West frames this as politeness. Japan frames it as responsibility. The droplets from an uncovered cough can travel up to 6 feet. A sneeze. Further, let that land. Turning your head redistributes the direction. It doesn't reduce the output. The shift, full coverage, every time. Not because someone is watching, because the air is shared. Number 10 is in your bathroom, on your counter, right next to where you brush your teeth. Item 10, the exposed toothbrush. Your toothbrush sits on the counter, open to the air, bristles up. Every time you flush the toilet, aerosolized particles are released into the surrounding air, traveling up to 6 feet from the bowl. According to research published in scientific reports, they settle on surfaces, including the counter, including the bristles of the toothbrush you put in your mouth twice a day. In Japan, toothbrushes are stored in closed containers or in a separate cabinet, or in a bathroom physically separated from the toilet, a design that's common in Japanese homes, where the toilet room and the washing room are often distinct spaces. The shift: store your toothbrush in a closed holder, close the toilet lid before flushing, or move the toothbrush out of the immediate toilet zone entirely. This costs nothing. It requires only the awareness that the air in a bathroom is not neutral air. Number 11 is something Japanese school children do every afternoon, and most Western adults have never done it once. Item 11. Not gargling after coming home. In Japan, gargling upon returning home is so standard that it's taught in elementary school, not as a health tip, as a basic hygiene practice, like hand washing. There's a reason. A randomized controlled trial led by researchers at Kyoto University found that people who gargled with plain water daily were more than a third less likely to catch a cold than those who didn't. A roughly 36% reduction, published in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine. From water, free, 30 seconds. The throat is a point of entry and a surface. Everything you breathed in public, every air-conditioned space, every shared environment leaves a residue. Gargling removes it before it establishes itself. The West never adopted this. There's no cultural reason it couldn't. The shift: when you come home and wash your hands, which is now part of your practice after number 6, gargle with water for 30 seconds before you do anything else. That's it. Number 12 is the last one, and it's the hardest to accept because it happens in the most intimate space in your home. Item 12. Going to bed without washing the day off. There's a woman in Osaka. She's in her late 60s. Every evening, before she enters her bedroom, she stops at the hallway. She washes her face. She washes her hands and feet. She changes into what she calls her home skin, a clean layer that never leaves the house. She has done this every night for 40 years. She told her granddaughter something simple. The bed is sacred. What belongs outside doesn't belong there. Her granddaughter thought it was old-fashioned. Then she moved abroad. Within a month, she understood exactly what her grandmother meant. Your bed is the place your body recovers. 8 hours of contact with your skin, your face, your hair. Everything the day left on you, the pollution, the sweat, the environmental accumulation, goes directly into that space if you don't remove it first. The West treats bedtime hygiene as optional, as personal preference, as, I'm too tired tonight. Japan treats it as the boundary between the outside world and the one space that must stay clean. This is where kegare closes completely. The outside ends before the bedroom threshold, not at the front door alone, all the way through until you lie down clean. Here is the kegare reset. 3 steps. Start tonight. Step 1. Before you cross into your bedroom, wash your face and hands. Not as routine, as a deliberate boundary. The day ends here. Step 2. If you didn't shower in the evening, wash your feet at minimum. In Japan, the feet are the part of the body most exposed to the outside world. They don't belong in the bed. Step 3. Change into designated home clothes before lying down. Not just pajamas, a dedicated layer that never leaves the house. What belongs outside stays outside. That's it. 3 steps, the kegare reset. You won't feel the difference tonight. You'll feel it in a week. Here's everything in one breath. Shoes off at the door. every time. Sponge replaced weekly, evening shower or wash before bed, nose blowing taken private, phone cleaned daily and off the table, hands washed the moment you come home, towels changed every 3 days, bathroom slippers that never leave the bathroom, full coverage when you cough or sneeze, toothbrush stored away from toilet aerosols, 30 seconds of gargling every evening, and before the bedroom, the kegare reset. 12 habits, none of them expensive, most under a minute. Japan doesn't do more, it does differently, and it does it every single day. The kegare reset is your starting point. 3 steps tonight before bed. That's the door in. Drop the number of the habit you know you're guilty of, 1 through 12, in the comments. I already know which one most people will pick. Send this to someone you live with, specifically the person who wears shoes past the front door. Subscribe, because the next video is about Japanese ideas that make life better instantly. Not eventually, not after weeks of habit building. Instantly. And after everything you just watched, you'll understand exactly why they work.